We are on. We're behind 10 minutes. We're live, definitely. Oh, I can't see that. You look so blurry. Or I should say pixelated. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm trying to see. Oh, I can see your screen.
I don't know what's going on.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
I just got a message from one of my friends. It's after 4. I was going to watch your thingy. It's not coming up. Oh, she's mad at me. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to still get the hang of this. This is hilarious. What are you doing?
I don't know what my screen just did. It just like
I can see myself like 3 times.
I know, I don't know. Mine went, ew, it was like a giant
You look so blurry. What? Or I'm trying to figure out. Oh my goodness. Where? I think, okay, that was me. This is hilarious. I'm sorry, but this is absolutely funny.
Okay, hold on. I'm still working on it.
You shared your screen, it looks like.
I can see you 3 different times on my screen. So
okay. Go over to the left-hand column, and there should be a little green arrow. There you go.
Whoa!
You're normal. You're normal.
Figured it out.
Yes. Okay. Are we good now?
Yeah, I think we're good now.
Yeah, now that we figured out. Hey, nothing is better than messing things up in the beginning. It makes things more fun. What are you working on cosplay right now, or are you still working from home?
I actually work from home until 5:30, so I'm still kind of working from home. But I've got stuff on the table, so it's kind of both.
Yeah. I'm actually still working on my Stitch cosplay. I'm really, really behind on it.
Are you going to try to wear that for Indie Comic-Con?
Yes. And I have really nothing to show for it at this moment. I'm getting ready to whip out some Warbler. That's what we're getting ready to do here before too long. I'm actually trying to shrink this thing. I'm trying to keep everything up as well so people ask questions on Facebook or Twitter or anything like that. It's hard because I have too much social media going on right now. Okay, so, oh great, I woke the cat up.
He's gonna come and lick your face, basically.
He's probably just gonna come mess with my shit.
Get stuck in the Warbler again.
Yeah. Alright, I do have, what upcoming costumes are you guys making? Alright, so I am currently working on my Stitch cosplay at this moment. I have nothing to really show except a blue and black wig behind me. That's about it. I have sketches and sketches somewhere. Trying to find it. Oh, there's my wee little sketch.
Aw, you little sketch.
What are you working on, Kayce?
I'm currently working on Natsu from the anime Fairy Tail.
Yeah.
Oh, my crap. So my little happy dog. Oh, little cat with me. And I'm working on.
You were showing me a picture of that you was asking me questions about, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's he's a flame dragon trainer. Well, he's a fire dragon slayer. So.
Yeah.
And then I'm working on Annie from Attack on Titan. So I'm actually working on 2 anime cosplays right now.
I'm trying to figure out more stuff. Ooh. Okay. All right. I have some other questions that other people have asked me before that I just never answered. And I figured we could kind of answer those as people are coming in with questions, just to kind of help people get to know us better that may not know us personally.
Yeah.
One of the questions I have is about what TV shows do I watch? Do you want to go first on that one? Because I can see by your face that you have a lot.
I honestly can't answer this question. I get this question all the time, and I dabble in everything. I watch anime. I watch CW shows. I probably watch about 10 current CW shows. I dabble in everything and have watched everything. So I actually have a show schedule on my refrigerator, and it's got about 30 shows on it right now that I'm currently watching.
I actually have one on my note section on my MacBook that lists all the TV shows and when they come out, so that way I can. Sorry, my cat is now up and chewing on everything.
I kicked my dog into the office because he was being loud.
Well, my office is my cosplay
room. Back there.
And it's the pet room. It includes the litter box and food. So they kind of have to be in here. And will you stop? Oh my goodness. Here, why don't you say hi for everybody since you're being such a little dick right now. This is Dick Grayson.
Hi, Dick Grayson.
He's a butthead. Oh, we got one right here. Nice, even though I barely watch Fairy Tale, to be honest.
Yes! I love it. Watch it. It's so good. It's so good. Like, it's like Naruto, but on crack. And I'm a huge Naruto fan, so...
No, I'm trying to... I keep having people wishing me happy birthday. It just keeps popping up. I'm like, thanks, everyone. Okay. Oh, who do you think would win, Mary Jane or Black Cat? I'm going to go with Black Cat because she actually has skill, and I feel like Mary Jane would just be left on the ground.
Yeah, to me, there's no competition there. Unless we're talking about alternate universe style where Mary Jane's actually got Peter's abilities and things like that. If that's the case, then Mary Jane's going to put up a fight. So.
That is true. But I still kind of have a soft spot for Black Cat. I love me some Felicia. But I have a thing for redheads, so I don't know.
I thought you were going to say I have a thing for boobs, and I was like, oh, okay, all right.
I do have a thing for boobs. I like boobs. Everybody likes boobs. Who doesn't like boobs? We have another one. So am I. Half of the time I watch... Oh, I can't read it. Garo the anime. Is that how you pronounce it?
I don't know. Mine's a little bit behind you, so...
You can see it. If you go over to your left-hand side, it says Q&A, and you can hit that, and it should pop up where you can see the questions, too.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yay! Okay, cool.
I'm not pronouncing that right. I'm horrible at pronouncing things. I can't even speak proper English, so if it's something from another language, it's not going to happen. This is why
animes are weird because, like, you know, with Naruto in particular, I say Naruto, but I have a very thick accent, so I say it very Americanized. I say Naruto. But other people say, like, Naruto. In Japan, they actually take out the hard consonant, so, you know, it's all weird. Yeah,
I had a girl that I knew once who used to sit there every time I'd say anime, she'd be like, it's anime. And I'm like, well, I spell it animation, and if I shorten that, it's anime, so that's how I'm going to say it. And she used to get on me like every time.
Well, I mean, we're all dumb Americans, so, you know, we say it wrong, so.
They said it's a tie between Black Cat and Mary Jane because they're sexy as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Peter Parker's lucky. He's got some hot girls. I don't know why he didn't date them all at the same time. It's okay. Just be a player.
I like to say he's the Dick Grayson of the Marvel Universe, because they got all the bitches.
Yes. Oh, here's one. When was it you realized you loved cosplay? I would have to say at Gen Con 2013, which was my first convention ever. That's when I realized I wanted to do what all these other people were doing. Whatever they were doing dressed up, I wanted to do that. What about you, Kayce?
I started in 2009, so it was probably back then when I realized that I could just like be crazy and nobody was like everybody was okay with me being crazy.
I still can't believe it's been over a year since I've been planning to do this. I still feel like such a baby. No. Where are you?
Rupert, come here.
I'm about to get the spray bottle out. Seems like my cat won't stop.
It's Rupert!
Oh, there's my baby. Mine's like
He's right
there.
Look at that dog. Look at that dog.
She's gonna say hi. She's gonna drag herself across the floor. You know my pet stuff? Like, look at that. It's like storage and cosplay and pets. And there's my huge cabinet that has like my cosplay crap in it. There we go. I had to put something under my laptop and make it stand up better. We're getting more viewers. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Oh, love.
So, are you eating crap them? Go eat it! Go eat it!
Delicious. It's very good and it has very high fiber.
No, ma'am.
Oh, my goodness. Oh my! I'm still so full from Olive Garden. It was delicious.
Did you have the 4-course meal?
No, I just did. It was lunch, and I just did like a flatbread with and lots of breadsticks.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to have to lock him out. He is into everything right now. He just stole one of my craft sponges. He steals them and plays with them. Oh, I'm gonna cut all this. All right, let me see what's some other questions. Do you find yourself thinking people are all too old for cosplay, and how old is too old? Do you want to go first on that one? Why I'm getting my cat out of everything?
Yeah, man, I can do it. So, like, I get questions like, oh, I have no skill. I have no, I'm too old, I'm too fat. I get that all the time when people are talking about cosplaying. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, cosplay is for everybody. And then they'll ask me another question, and I'll be like, dude, cosplay is for everybody. And then they'll ask me another question, they'll be like, dude, cosplay is for everybody. So yes. The simple answer to that is that cosplay is for anybody. I mean, I have a friend who does Hercules, and he's like 50 years old, and he's the sexiest man alive, but he's still 50 years old. I mean, take Danny Kelly, for instance. He's up there in age, but he's still cosplaying as a comic accurate Superman. Boom, mic down, done.
I agree with you. I mean, I really do. I feel like that any age, any size, I mean, any height, I mean, it's just, you could do it. It's a hobby. It's like saying that you're too old to paint. You're too old, you're too old to play video games. Or, I feel like it's just something that you find passionate in, and somebody's telling you you're too old.
Yeah.
I'm going to be gray-haired and wrinkled and still be rocking Black Cat. What are you talking about? I'll use my real white hair.
I think so. I think it would be funny for somebody to say I was too fat to crochet or too fat to, like, make pottery or something. Nobody would ever say that about that hobby. So.
Yeah, it is. I mean, yes, there are people who make money in it and kind of, like, I mean, unless you're Yaya or Jessica, I mean, they do that stuff for a living, but they also do modeling and other things. But that is a huge part of their life. This is a huge part of my life in the sense of my, being a hobby.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what people forget is it's a hobby for a lot of people. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to click down. What is your dream cosplay and con that you have never made or attended yet?
I mean, I think we all know our dream cosplays, but my dream cosplay would be Urza Scarlet from the anime Fairy Tail, and she does this giant set of armor that's called Heaven's Wheel. That's my dream cosplay. I don't think I have a dream convention. Is that weird? I've never been asked that before, so I don't think I have a dream convention to go to.
Yeah. I don't really have like a dream cosplay because I feel like I'm trying to do all of them.
Yeah.
And I feel like one day I will. So, I mean, I don't really think it's necessarily a budget. It's just trying to find the time to do it and when I want to do it. But my dream convention is New York Comic Con and San Diego Comic Con. Those are two before I die that I have to go to.
Yeah. See, I've been to New York Comic Con. I haven't been to San Diego, so that would be fun to go to.
Yeah, I really. Is this another one we're gonna have to make a trip out of?
I think so.
My cat just stole my wig.
No, he did not.
Yeah, like he just knocked it down and had it in his mouth. It was dragging it around. I told you, this is why stuff never gets done, is because I'm constantly watching him.
I think I should live in like a 2-bedroom apartment.
I know, it's like, I think I have a 2-year-old in here. Oh, Heaven's Wheel. Can you see the questions? Oh,
sorry.
It happens a lot, and I have people tell me that all the time. Prove them wrong and have fun with it. I'm assuming this goes back to the age of cosplay.
Yeah. Heaven's Wheel! Yay! Somebody else is excited. I have to figure out how to get through doors. I'm going to send you a picture of it, actually, so you can see what I'm talking about. But I have to figure out how I'm going to fit through doors and how I won't make it ridiculously heavy.
You talking about using Warbler? How you're still trying to figure out how to use it?
No, the armor for Heaven's Wheel.
Oh, I thought you said Warbler. Sorry, I'm like.
No, the Heaven's Wheel armor, because it's like giant sword sticking out of her, basically. Well, I guess that means it. Yeah, keep on with questions. All the questions.
Oh, you got this one? All right.
Oh, well, this question we've already answered. Never mind. Never mind, we've already answered this one. Okay.
Yes, my cat is an asshole.
Is he getting stuck in the Warbler again?
Yeah, he was just chewing on the tape that's holding the Warbler. He let go of the wig to go down below in my box because my Warbler is like right there, and it's all rolled up.
Yeah.
I tightened this, now he can't get into it and get stuck again.
Nice.
Like, he's just venturing around trying to find something to get into. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's see.
Oh, okay, I have a question.
Oh.
So, my good friend Roxy wants to know, what was your first cosplay and why? You can go ahead and go first. Because I asked the question. You can ask it. Okay,
do you want me to answer first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Sorry, I'm getting ready to have to kick him out. He's just going to have to go without food and litter for a while. He is seriously so bad. Get out.
No, don't feed your cats or animals. People, don't do that.
No, my first cosplay, I dressed up in Halloween costume for a while. My first time that I actually said I was doing a cosplay was the Joker. And the reason I did that was he has always been one of my favorite villains. When I started reading comics and getting into comics, I loved him. I loved his, he just was crazy, but then he made sense. He was, I don't know. I seem to like villains a lot. I have been dressed up as villains and more than I do heroes, but I related a lot to him, and even as a child, I actually was even told I had the Joker smile because I had this large smile
Yeah.
was his head. So, and I feel it just came to me. It was the very first thing I wanted to do, and it wasn't too hard. It was hard to find some of the pieces because obviously I didn't know how to sew at the time. So I literally had to go out and find it. I even found a white vest and dyed it green, and I had to dye it like probably 10 times to finally get it to turn green. And it was horrible. I love it. All right, your turn.
My first costume was Supergirl for the Superman celebration, but the first time I cosplayed, I was like, hey, I'm making an effort to do this with Stargirl from the JSA. I have read comics ever since I was growing up, and so the JSA is the team that I followed besides Gotham characters. So I always thought Stargirl was a really good role model, and she's always so cute, and she's the youngest in the group, so I was going to cosplay with older friends, and so I was like, oh, I'll just do this. Perfect. And so I actually still have Stargirl in my rotation now.
Is it the one Stargirl that you have on a lot of your images?
Yeah, it's the one with the staff.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, I'm still getting birthday messages.
I gotta let my dog out. Hold on.
Alright. That is perfectly fine. I will see what other questions we're getting. Oh. Alright. I am trying to get off all these other things. Alright. So, let's see. Another question. Do you make your own costumes, or do you buy them? I'd say 90% part of my costume is made. There's probably like maybe pants, gloves, boots, things like that are usually bought. That's just because I can't find anything. I can't find anything to fit my butt as it is, let alone making it. And gloves are just a pain in the butt to do. And if I don't have to make them, I try to avoid it.
Yeah. So I'm really a hit or miss because I have 21 costumes right now in my closet. I just found this yesterday. I have 21 costumes. Now the 21, 5 of them were completely made for me. I still commission items like my Batgirl cow. I made the costume, but I commissioned the cow. So now, like, I just did Astrid and Mega Man. Those were completely, I completely handmade those all. Batgirl has been completely handmade by me, but I commissioned pieces for it. But then I have items like Robin that was put together by a friend, so.
Yeah.
Or Ravager, I bought that one.
Oh, you bought Ravager?
Yeah, a friend of mine was selling it, so I bought it from her.
Oh, I didn't actually know that.
Yep.
It actually looks really good. By the way, just speaking of that, I actually just want to tell you I really love your cover page image on your page. It is adorable. I love it.
Hopefully, I'll have a bunch of images coming up soon. Lisa, get on it! And her brother's walking, so I'm telling you.
I'm trying to do multiple things on the computer now. Okay, so I can't do multiple things at once. I can't talk and do that. I buy my costumes because I can't sew for crap.
I was gonna say, can you chew gum and walk?
Yeah, I literally had to force myself out of so.
Yeah.
I actually was doing it wrong. I had that piece that holds your fabric down. I had that up and couldn't figure out why my stuff wasn't straight. And I was doing that for the longest time. I actually think I did that for 2 cosplays and was so mad. Before I actually, because you can't really see it, that little lever, unless you're really under it. So I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then I finally figured it out. And I was like, are you kidding me? I felt like an idiot. But
So sewing's one of those things. I see a message that this guy says that I buy my costumes because I can't sew for crap. I don't think that's a bad thing. I should say that out loud right now, that people who can't, not everybody's good at everything. If you paid me to sing on a stage, I would make everybody's ears bleed. So just because I'm crafty and you're not, that does not make me better. You know what I mean? Like, I think that if you have to buy a costume, it's totally fine. People out there make money as their full-time job to machine costumes, so why not give them your money?
I mean, it's true. I mean, like I said, my first costume with the Joker was all bought. I mean, all of it was bought. I didn't hand make anything on there. Comedian, the pants, boots, I mean, the only thing I basically made was just the armor. I mean, I didn't even build the guns or anything like that, but then you have, like, my Sean Yu, it's like, where am I going to find anything like that? Like, I had to learn how to make it. I think that's one reason why I have to make a lot of my cosplays is because all my stuff's so complicated that nobody else would make it.
Which there are costume, I mean, commissioners out there. I mean, Lehman is somebody who I've used several times, and he's amazing, and you just give him a picture and he makes it, but I don't think people should be ashamed for buying costumes. And I'm a little biased because, like I said, I purchased Ravager. Robin was made for me, and I have 3 or 4 other costumes that were made for me. Now, when it comes down to it and I make something myself, it's fully made. So I just think it's weird that we're now in a day where people are scared to get into cosplaying because they might not have the skill to do it. When there are people out there to have the skill.
Yeah, it is. I don't feel like it makes your costume any less. It's not about. I don't feel like it's about how detailed the costume is, or whether it's 100% accurate, or if it's handmade, store bought. I feel like it's just showing the fandom of the character you love.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
And that's all it is. It has nothing to do with any of that. And I feel like people forget that, and I think that's why people get scared going into cosplay because they don't understand that.
Yeah, I agree.
I have one question that popped up separately from our page. It says, what kind of dogs do you guys have? I'm assuming they were looking at our puppies from the beginning.
Okay. Rupert is a German Shepherd mixed with a little Shar-Pei and a little bit of something else.
My dog Zoe is a German Shepherd mixed with Doberman. So she looks like a tiny Doberman with German Shepherd ears and nose.
I let my dog back in.
Yeah. We already decided our... Oh, did you just go to the bathroom? It was up and left? What kind of shit is that? I was going to say I'll wait for you. I guess I'll answer other questions. It's taken forever. Oh. Somebody said they hope we're having fun.
All the fun.
We're trying. Kayce just gets up and leaves like every 5 seconds.
Yes. I didn't know me.
No, it's alright. We already decided our dogs were boyfriend and girlfriend.
They are.
They've never met and they're betrothed. We're starting that. Oh, I'm trying to cut all my lines and stuff out for my armor for Stitch.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I'm dying. I still have a horrible cough. That's like the only thing and a slight sore throat since I've been sick. But my eyeball is normal. See, I don't know if you can see, but
hey, it is. It's not all the way normal.
It's like right by the iris. It's still red. I'm sure everybody appreciated that whole close up of my eyeball.
Yeah, I'll do my nose.
Here's my nose. Totally normal.
What do they expect to give us? I mean, seriously.
The thing is a lot of people that I know haven't Are those Starbursts?
They are Starbursts.
A lot of people, they only talk to me here and there, like when I answer questions or talk to them online, and I don't think they realize that they're like, oh, you're so adorable, you're so pretty, or you're cute and you're funny, and I'm like, you don't understand how the half of it. I was like, my own husband doesn't even want to be around me half the time.
Well, remember, like, you know, there is an occasional time where people don't think of you as a human and they think of you as somebody they're following, you know? So.
Yeah. I am the most person ever.
I got another question for us.
Oh.
So I don't know if this is from Roxy or from Ramon. They're using the same account, but they ask, what are the best suggestions for places to get your fabric?
Joann's.
Yeah, I use Joann's, and then if I'm doing like superhero stuff, I use Spandex Warehouse, Spandex House, any Spandex online place because you can get thicker, better Spandex.
Oh, I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. They have like
something new.
Yep. It's like when you go to Joann's, Spandex typically in the dance wear section, which you know that. But they only usually have like, or at my Joann's, they only have like 5 colors if I get lucky. So if I was gonna make something that wasn't red, blue, white, purple, or yellow, then I would need to find something else. So I just go through Spandex House.
Yeah, my Joann's has a lot. Actually, I was getting black spandex because remember the red I have for the stitch? I was looking for black, and I actually had like 4 different options of black. I just like looked up and just saw that.
I sometimes forget that we're on camera, so I'm like just doing.
Oh, that we're live? Yeah, I know. I'm sitting there thinking it's just me and you for a second, and then can't edit any of that.
You showed me your eyeball. I showed you my nose.
Sorry. It's all good. They can't love us for the flaws. They shouldn't love us at all. I have an arm piece. He's going to try to bite you. He always bites me when I'm there.
Yeah. He's jealous that I'm giving you attention and not him. Oh, come on.
I just have to say thank you, everybody, for these birthday wishes. It's going crazy. I keep, like, going to get rid of my notifications, and they keep popping up.
Ah! She's biting me!
I'm trying to get to, if possible, maybe.
Hi, Roxy. Sorry.
All right.
Okay, we'll go forward now. Oh, ow! We also, going back to costumes that Ashley and I have coming up, we're actually doing a 2 groups together this year, which will be awesome. We're doing a Disney Villains gender grant group.
You already got mine.
Yeah, and I'm doing, she's doing, is it Sean Yu? That's what I thought. And then I'm doing Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. And then we're doing a Inuyasha group, which will be awesome.
Are you part of our Disney battle group?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that too.
Because I'll be Inuyasha. Aren't you going to be Kagome? Aren't you going to be my girlfriend? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, we're not actually girlfriend. You're, like, madly obsessed with me, and I am pining after another woman who's dead. It's all right. We're going to have to take pictures like that. I'll let you say the word sit, and I'll, like, lay flat on I have the necklace. I had to buy it, though. I was going to make it myself, but I was just like, forget that, and just bought it.
Yeah.
I was like, forget it. I actually need to get started on that too. I'm behind. I'm slow at this. Oh, we have somebody who's, Joe said, hey guys. So, hi.
Hi, Joe. My friend Bill is watching too. Or listening to it too. Hi, Bill.
I know. I wish I could see who was watching, so I could just be like, hey, I know you, so hello, and nice to see you again.
Well, I guess we can just like do a general shout out to everybody. Like, hi, everybody. Thank you for watching or listening. No, awesome. Thank you.
We apologize if it's not that fun.
Hey, I'm having fun. My animals are obviously having fun. Not on my camera.
Okay, let's see if we have any more questions. Oh, what are your upcoming conventions?
What is an upcoming convention?
Oh, I'm trying to even think about it. Let's see. We both have Indiana Comic Con, which is March 14th, or 13th, 14th, and 15th. I'm only going the 14th, so that kind of confused me there for a second. I don't know if you have one in between, but we're both actually traveling together for C2E April 24th to the 20th.
No, I don't think I have anything between that.
Do what?
I don't think I have anything between that.
Yeah, I don't either. Do you have any before Indie PopCon, which is June 26th and 28th? Midwest.
I do, yeah.
Yeah. I forgot. They just was talking to them about actually going to that, which was June 6th
and 7th. Yep.
6th and 7th. And then I'm trying to think. I've been to Gen Con. Are you going? Do you have anything before Gen Con?
Yeah, I've got. So I actually have the Midwest Toy Fest and then the Superman Celebration, which is a festival style convention in Illinois, and then we both have PopCon and we both have Gen Con.
Yeah, and then I actually am still going. They actually asked me to be a guest for Indie Toy and Comic Expo in Bloomington, August 30th. Are you going to that, or are you just going to the? I know that they split up when they went to Midwest Toy Fest and then ITCE.
Yeah, it's two completely different shows now. So
yeah.
I actually have a wedding that I'm going to. I have been going to Dragon Con for the last 6 years, and this will be the first time I haven't been able to go to Dragon Con because I'm going to be gone like that whole 2 weeks for vacation and a wedding.
That sounds fun. I mean, I know it's not a convention, but still.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Then I have Geek the Gathering, which is actually in Alabama, which is September 19th and 20th. Me and Fox will actually be there.
Very cool.
Yeah. I'm excited. I get to actually travel further than Indiana.
That'll be fun. And then I have Winter World Chicago that I'm confirmed for as well. So I'm doing, yes, I've got Indie Comic Con, TTC, Midwest Toy Fest, Superman Celebration, Indie PopCon, Gen Con, St. Louis Winter World, and then I'm hoping to try to make it out to Kokomo Con because I was too sick to go out that way last year.
I haven't got us that far yet on mine.
Yeah. I tried to budget out a little bit better last year because I got to the end of the year and I was like, I'm tired and I'm broke.
Yeah, that's I spent a lot of money last year traveling different ones. This year basically is if I'm a guest, I'm attending for those ones, and I think there's only maybe 3 that I'm actually paying to go to because those are conventions that I really want to go to.
Mm-hmm.
So it gets pricey, especially when you're making costumes and or buying costumes or anything like that. Like it gets pricey. It's very time consuming. And then, let's see. Let me pull that down. I'm not answering that. I'm sorry, but that question does not get answered.
What was the question?
Are those things real?
I think he's talking about yours, not mine. Yeah. My nose is real. Thank you. Yes, my nose is real.
These are my natural blue eyes. Thank you.
This honker is real.
All right.
Thank you, sir, for being that one guy.
This. Are you a real nerd? Do you read comics or just pick up random characters to cosplay? Not trying to sound like an ass, but being
Let's not answer this question.
girl,
I'm gonna F this guy up. F this guy up.
seems to be the in thing to do. Hold on, I gotta do this. The in thing. Gotta have quotations. Hold on, you gotta.
Punch this guy in the. Never mind. I don't. There's probably some kids out there.
I don't know what that was. That was the.
I call it the muskrat.
Oh, well, I have another question that says, do you use color contacts? Are those really your blue eyes? But I just answered because they asked if those things were real, and I said yes, they are real, blue.
Yes, everybody. My boobs are real. Thank you. My boobs are real. I know that they were asking.
Very painful and uncomfortable, and I can't fit in anything. Oh my goodness. All right. Do you want to answer the real nerd girl question?
Oh, I will answer the real nerd question.
I will let you go on a rant while I cut this.
Because I am so angry. Not really. I'm not that angry. But I have been reading comic books since I was 11, by the way. I actively follow Batman and Robin, The Dark Knight, Batman. I actively follow several other ones that I'm blanking on right now because I'm so hyped up. I read Naruto mangas. I follow Naruto actively. I have an Xbox. I mean, I am actively a nerd girl. Like, and I know you are too, Ashley. Like, I actively am a nerd girl.
Oh my god. So, hey, I'm actually going to show we should show our nerdness. So I'm going to do a tour actually real quickly. So we're going to if I don't kill myself. Okay, so here is my Spider-Man wall, which actually this painting right here is something I did actually a few years ago. Let me see if I can back up without stepping on an animal. So that is stuff I bought at conventions, and that is the painting I made. I even have behind, ignore my mess, down there of all the costumes. So there's more artwork right there, and my lab.
I thought you were showing us your car, so I was like, oh, cool, yeah.
There's DC. And we're going to take a trip to the living room backwards. We're going to turn this way.
Yeah, I'm not going to do this for everybody, sorry.
No, because we have to show the lovely, this wall right here. This right here is all in my vacuum.
Oh, look at all
my little, yes, my Inuyasha.
I like it.
And then some of my...
Totoro! I love Totoro.
Yeah. So that's the stuff right there. And then I even have artwork I bought from somebody that did.
The Labyrinth.
Yeah, and then I have my Labyrinth plush. I have the worm too, but my husband refused to let me put it up because he's ugly. And then we have.
Hey, watch your camera.
All right, so here is, if I can get it up, maybe there it is.
That's what she said.
So yes, I even have, look, I have the sexy Freddy Krueger and the real Freddy Krueger. And then we have some of my pop vinyls and some of those little figures I've made. We have books, more books, comics, more comics, and more comics. See? We are fake nerd girls. We wouldn't have none of that crap.
Oh, that question, man. I know he wasn't trying. I'm assuming it was the guy that was asking.
To be an ass.
I know he wasn't trying to be an ass, but you could ask something like, "Hey, what are you guys interested to?" And instead of saying like, "Oh, we're interested in getting our nails done and getting our hair did," we're like, "Dude, like, let's just be honest about this right now."
I get my hair done all the time.
All the time, girl.
No, I could see the confusion on that, but I
get it.
I wouldn't waste so much time cosplaying and faking it. I don't know. It just seems pointless and tiresome to fake something like that. I mean, I feel like this is a different version. Like some people say, like, well, if you're not into comics that much, you're not a real nerd, or if you don't play games all the time, you're not a gamer. And I feel like you play games from your phone. If you play games from your, PS Vista, Xbox, computer, I feel like you're a gamer. It doesn't matter how you play it or how often you play it. I mean, you can get.
Our society is crazy about labels. And I know we're going to get real deep right here, guys, but labels, labels, labels. That's all we want to do. Oh, she's a lesbian. She's, that girl's a game girl. That girl's a nerd. That girl's a girly girl. Like, no, I'm just a girl. I just think that it's weird how you have to put labels on people when, just ask them what they're interested into. So, like, I watch all the CW shows, so I watch Arrow and Flash, but I also grew up reading DC Gotham comics, so I know more about Green Arrow, because he is in a lot of Justice League stuff. So, and I read a lot of Justice League stuff. So, that was a silly one. Hey, Ashlynn, I got a message saying that people can't see you.
Can't see me?
Yeah, so I would double check that your settings are okay. Hold on, let me ask, because maybe when you were moving around, maybe they lost you then.
Maybe. I think it switches back and forth when they hear you talk. So when you talk, I think it switches to you and then me, and maybe it was hard to hear me for a second, so it wasn't coming to me.
Okay, yeah. Hi, Bob.
I have no way to find out. Hold on. Let me see.
They said they could see you now.
They can see me? Oh, yay.
I wonder if when you got up and were moving around, if that lagged some stuff out.
It could have. It could have. It's possible. I like to fuck things up, so, Don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, we have some questions, actually.
Yeah, let's do it.
Are you guys going to Project Cost Awesome 2? No. I'm sorry. We won't be. You're not going either, right?
No, we're not. Unfortunately.
Yeah. It was too short of a notice.
Yeah, we kind of made a decision together, actually, with another friend, that we weren't going to be able to make it this year, or the second part. We're actually quite close with some of the local photographers, though, so we're hoping to kind of do something together. We're hoping to kind of do something together in the meantime, not being able to make it to Cause Awesome too.
Yeah. No, I just couldn't afford it on short notice either.
Yeah, definitely.
It wasn't on my budget.
Yeah. Bob asked, will you be going to Rocky Mountain Comic-Con, Kayce? And I hope so. I hope to be going. I hopefully might be able to wiggle my way into getting a table maybe and doing some panels, but that's going to be up to the creator and the team over there. So I don't have like a really, really good friend that lives over there. So. Ah!
What can I hear him?
You're so angry.
What convention is that?
It's a Denver show. Well, Colorado show. The UPS guy is here.
He is mad.
He's angry. Hey, Rupert, come here.
Oh my goodness. I think your cat's chasing me. I just keep posting it on my page. I'm just like, I don't know if y'all know that I'm live, but
I think we could go probably until like 5:30 or so, and
yeah. Let's see.
I got one on my page.
Okay, you go ahead.
It says, "What is your favorite cosplay that you've ever done?"
Ooh. That's hard. Favorite? I don't know. I think I'm probably going to have to go with Sean Yu on this one. It was my Sly Cooper because he was comfy and adorable, and I love shaking my little tail. My tail feather. But But I actually like Sean Yu. I feel badass in it. I actually made the sword myself. Like, I did all this like myself with no powder and just, I just winged it. And I'm actually very proud of how it turned out. And I feel like I've murdered multiple people when I wear this costume. I feel like I could really just kick some ass in it. I feel badass.
I would have said Mega Man because Mega Man was like awesome to wear, and I didn't realize how people were gonna feel about Mega Man until they saw me in the costume and they were like, "Oh crap, you're Mega Man." But I'm gonna say it's asterisk now because the casting of that, like going through different experiences that I haven't had before, so like casting and working with the Warbler, and now I'm working on the two-headed axe right now. Like, those are different things that I haven't worked on before, so I think that that's probably my favorite so far.
Yeah. I do really like that one.
Hey, I like yours. We're like fur girls.
Yeah. And I just realized I don't ever dress as women. Like, I realized that. I was like, oh, I don't ever wear women cosplays. All right. I like to be a man. I'm going to make a man out of you, too.
Men out of you.
I just realized I don't even have a villain song.
You don't. You don't.
I was like, Radcliffe, Gaston? I was just like, even freaking Scar has a freaking villain song. And I was like, I don't have one. So I'm going to walk by you guys, and I'm just going to make a man out of all of you.
I'm not going to sing at all. That's why I have Katie with me as Wolfoo, because she can sing, and I will stand there and look as manly as I can without making people hear me.
Are you doing kind of like what I did, where you're taking the character and try to stick pretty true to the costume, but just making it female, or are you making it like legit a female version of that character?
No, I'm basically doing his exact costume with a different wig and adding a fur shawl to it.
Yeah, because that's what I was trying to do. I mean, I did a little slightly different. I didn't do his stuff on the front. I did it kind of on the side, but I tried to, and I also did it more realistic.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to, like, add unnecessary cleavage or wear shorts or, I was trying to keep it pretty true to the character. Plus, I was thinking, they're in the freaking snow. Ain't nobody gonna wear no shorts.
That's what I was thinking with Astrid when I was doing Astrid. I was like, she's a freaking Viking. I was sweating so much in my cosplay. A lot of sweat.
What are you gonna do with that? No. One of the questions, I guess, kind of refers to our comment about being too old for cosplay. But it says, what do you think of women who slutify a character? That's such a very hot topic, and a lot of people seem to be really on that. I feel like it's almost like topics of abortion or gay marriage. It's like it's really iffy.
You gotta be careful with this topic because I think that there's a way that we could do multiple things with this topic. I think that we could either A, piss off a ton of people, B, be hypocritical because we've both done sexy costumes, and C, just sounds stupid. Like, I think we have to be careful with this topic.
I don't know. I feel like it's just like with anything. I mean, all right, some women would wear midriffs and showing their cleavage in any day of wear. Other girls cover things up more just because that's what they're comfortable with. And I feel like it's kind of the same thing with cosplay, is that people are going to do what they want to do and they're going to feel comfortable. Now I can see people making issues of a character that's already sexy and then you over-sexify it. Okay, like, say for instance, that's like taking Jessica Rabbit and then putting her in a bikini, But the thing is you don't know if that character is doing a summer version of the character or if they're just wanting to show skin for the attention. And I feel like you don't really know what that person's thinking, so it's really hard to really say if they're slutifying it. Maybe they wanted to be a sexy version of that, or maybe they wanted to feminize it. I do a lot of male characters. I might show cleavage and stuff because I'm a female, and that's how I'm going to show I'm a female.
I think the weirdest part of this question is that they used a bad term. They used a very negative term. I mean, solidify is a very bad term to use for this question. Or, you know what I mean? Like, do we want to make characters
over-sexifying a character would be a better term for it.
Yeah, I mean, And if you want to make a character sexy, that's fine. If you don't, again, cosplay is for everyone. So if you want to make your little Fire the dragon sexy, you go ahead and do that. If you want to make your little minion and your little overall sexy, you go ahead and do that. If you want to dress comically accurate and do that, I mean, why are we attacking? I just don't understand why we're attacking the women who want to make it more feminine and sexy, and we're not attacking these people who aren't. I just don't want to attack anybody. Why? Let's not. I mean, Flutterfy is an ugly word, and if you want to make it sexy, do whatever you want because you're darn cosplay and you put the money into it. Like, income, bam, drop my done.
I mean, we had this question brought up on our Indiana cosplay page that we are all a part of. This was brought up.
Yeah.
I remember Kylie even said, well, she felt uncomfortable about, doing her God of War cosplay because she was like, oh, well, I'm showing skin because she felt uncomfortable that people were going to attack her for it. And that's just really sad because what else do you do with that? Wear a t-shirt? Like, he doesn't even have a shirt on. It's like, I mean, if you want to, okay, say for instance for my Kaida cosplay that I'm going to do, the battle armor group that we're a part of, I'm not showing my midriff in that. I am doing my armor around my stomach, which logically I'm thinking that's one of my most weakest spots. I want to put armor around my stomach, but I'm taking a combination of her queen costume and her princess costume because she actually changes once she becomes queen after her father dies. So I'm taking that, and I'm actually, covering up more than I would necessarily be. But if I was wanting to uncover myself more for that cosplay, it shouldn't matter at all, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think that everybody has their own form of expression. Could I say that I wish everybody could remember that there's children at events? Yes. But I don't think having a falling on your costume is a bad thing. I don't think showing cleavage is a bad thing. Honestly, your kids see worse on the school bus. Now, I do think that we have to watch what type of show you're going to. I think that Dragon Con, which is known for being a party con, if I ever see a little kid there, I'd punch the parents because that's ridiculous. I mean, that's different. I mean, you see women walking around basically butt naked. But if you're going to like something like the Midwest Toy Fest or something like that, where it's like a family-friendly show, I think there is a difference. But I don't think that there should be a thing in our community called slut shaming or slutifying or something like that, because that's not true. It's just like anything else in the world. You know what I mean? Like when you're, I can't think of another example to be pointed out. Don't yawn. Go get Mountain Dew.
Oh, sorry. I was up early today. My cat wouldn't let me sleep in. As soon as it was 7, he's like, Dad's gone. Time to get up.
Damn, that Dick Grayson.
Yeah. I was actually going somewhere with that and totally, like, had it in my head and lost. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Okay, Spice and Wolf. Alright, that anime, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but she actually, I can't remember her name at the top of it. Oh, I cannot remember. It's like there, but I can't think of it. But anyways, I've seen a lot of people do her cosplay where she's actually naked and she wears like the long hair, but they do it in pictures. Now, or like Witchblade, or characters like that where it shows a lot of skin. Now, if you wanted to do those in photo shoots, I think totally go for it.
Yeah,
but I
definitely.
think, like you said, you should be conscientious of where kind of convention. If it's an 18+ convention, and and you want complete underboob, you want to wear, have basically a thong on behind there, then I totally think you should go for it. But I also think that if it wouldn't be something you want your kids to see, whether you have kids or not, your nieces, siblings, anything like that, want them to be around, then you have to be conscientious of other people's kids, that it might make other people uncomfortable.
I mean, I think you have to think about other people in everyday life. Yes, I mean, there's the La Kill anime where, there's a ton of underboob, and I think I personally, again, this is my personal feeling, I think that it looks gorgeous in pictures, but I do think that there's a way to protect yourself from showing anything to kids that might have a different angle than adults. You know, a really good friend of mine, Lola, she came to a show that I was hosting last year, and she wanted to do this cosplay that had nothing underneath the jacket. And so all she did was, because she wanted to make it family friendly, is she put on a nude bra under. You know what I mean? And I think that's being considerate of these kids who have, and the parents who have a different angle than what we are. Not all of us are raised in a society, not all of us are raised in a household that allows you to believe whatever you want. Or, I mean, my parents were very open, let me do kind of whatever I wanted, believe whatever I wanted. And so, you know, I've kind of seen everything, and so I don't have any issues with that. But, you know, there might be issues. Now, see, again, the solidifying word threw me off a little bit with that question. But I think that sex appeal is not a bad thing. Sex sells for a reason.
What I think is actually funny is that we're worried about over-sexifying costumes, but but if you think about it, look at the comic book characters. Look at the way people draw.
Oh, you hit the nail on the head. You hit the nail on the head.
Look at anime. Anime I mean, I'm watching anime and they focus on the girl's skirt flying up.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Or her boobs bouncing a certain way.
Yeah.
Everything is sexified, and I feel like it's really hard to judge somebody when our whole media and society is over-sexified.
Agreed.
All right. Want to go another question? All right. Do you have any questions on your end?
I'm looking. Sorry, guys. That was a really tough topic, and so we were trying to be careful of what we discussed because
it's a hot topic. As a fake nerd girl.
It's a hot topic right now. It's a hot topic.
Oh, and also, by the way, which is, I totally probably shouldn't say this, like, totally live, I guess. When we're done, this actually can be posted. Since it's going to YouTube, we can actually share it with people so people can see questions answered. So it's not just when we're live. Just FYI.
It's okay. I want the whole world to see my nose.
I think I have one YouTube video out there, and it is the Ice Bucket Challenge. That is it. Everybody gets to see me get drenched in water. All right. Did you have any questions on your end?
I don't. Yeah, 30 minutes, guys. Get those questions in. Let's do it.
Who is your favorite comic book hero / villain? Are you thinking? I actually had somebody ask me this the other day, and like I said, I had to go. If I'm picking one, I always go with like my first. When it comes to video games, movies, anything like that, I always pick my first one that I was like obsessed with because it always holds a special place in my heart. So I'm going to go with Spider-Man and Joker. Joker was my very first villain that I was obsessed with, that I loved. Spider-Man was my first hero that I was obsessed with, that I love. And obviously, I'm still obsessed because I have way too much crap in Spider-Man. What about you?
I mean, I'm gonna have to. My hero is automatic. If you know me, you know I'm a Batman person. So, you know, I'm wearing my Batman shirt. I have, you know, that's what I've read since I was 11. I started reading Gotham, and I continuously have read it until now. So Batman's 100% down. With villains, I don't connect with villains usually, so that's hard for me to say. I would say that it would probably be like Bane is the first person that comes to my head. Lex Luthor is the second. So, but I don't resonate with villains very well. So I have a whole bunch of heroes that I can name out for you.
See, mine's villains. I could name a whole bunch of villains I like.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's usually your first. Have you noticed that? It's usually the very first one that you really connect with, or you read, or that you knew, because Spider-Man was the very first comic I really got into.
Yeah.
So that's like my favorite is him. But speaking of Batman, he actually has some badass villains. Like,
yeah, he does.
He is like the one, like, I know all of his villains. I like all of his villains. His villains have awesome backstories, and they're actually really actually interesting characters to add to the story. Like, I mean, like, okay, think of Spider-Man. Like, Sandman, I don't really care. I don't know. That just, I think
Yeah, I
Crimson
mean,
and Green Goblin are,
Batman
like,
has
the
that
two that
too.
I actually really like of Spider-Man, and everybody else, I'm like, Rhino, all that, just suck a dick, I don't care. I don't like them.
Yeah. I mean, Batman has it too. Batman has those cheesy characters that you don't really care about. You mean you get Clock King and Toyman, and you get like freaking Batmite in there, like.
That's why those villains are never really mentioned very often.
You know, it just doesn't really.
We're gonna hide those and pretend they don't exist.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's why he has the Rogue Gallery, because that's where it comes from. And all of his villains are badass, and he's badass, and what's just say?
Yeah.
Batman is for #1, people.
Ugh. Oh goodness. Everybody keeps commenting on all my pictures I posted today. No time for that. Alright, I'll have to reply later.
Later, people.
Oh, here's a question about negativity in cosplay. What bothers you the most about cosplay? I'd say the negativity.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the shaming. Everything comes with shaming. If you're too fat, you get fat shamed. If you're too skinny, you get slim shamed. If you're sexy, you get slut shamed. I mean,
you buy your costumes, you get shamed. If you
make
them, but you don't make them correctly or perfectly, you get shamed. I mean, it's negativity. I mean, but I've actually noticed a lot of the negativity comes from people who don't even understand it.
I agree, and I think
that are not part of the community.
I think that there are people listening who are, newer or wanting to join. So let me clearly say that for every one negative comment you get 500 positive comments. Yes. So you're never going to feel empowered until you cosplay. Like, truly, it changes every person I've ever met. It makes you more confident. It makes you more creative. It allows you to be more social and have more friends. So for every one negative comment you get about your weight, or about how you look, or how you created your character, you're going to get 50 more saying good job. Oh my gosh, you're amazing. Oh my gosh, that's my favorite character. Something like that.
Speaking of negativity, have you ever had really negative comments or people be excruciatingly mean to you, especially through the social media and internet?
Oh yeah, 100%. If you are a cosplayer in this day and age and you have not had that, I applaud you. I applaud you, because you're doing something that the rest of us aren't. I think it's so easy to say something to somebody when they can't see your face. I mean, I get all the time that I need bigger boobs, or I'm too fat, or that
you're tinier than me, so I just can't imagine somebody telling you you're fat.
I get that all the time.
I haven't had a comment about my boobs yet. A negative comment. Well, actually, I have. I have had a comment about my boobs. I've had people tell me that I need to cover them in selfies. Just pictures of me that I purposely hold my camera to show my cleavage, and I said, I hold the camera up because it doesn't give me a double chin. That's if I take it like this.
That's how I think you should take all your pictures.
So you take it up because it elongates you. I took a photography class, so I understand how to do that. I can't help it if I'm wearing a low-cut shirt and you happen to see cleavage.
Yeah, I mean...
Actually, you could take a picture of me just like this, and you'd probably still see cleavage, and they need to get over it.
I'm going to say, I could still see cleavage, and I'm looking at you straight on. Bounce it out.
So other than the boob and fat comment, I mean, what was the worst comment you've ever had made to you?
So, it's hard, it's like really emotional for me. So, one of my favorite characters is Wonder Girl. She's from Young Justice and from Teen Titans, and I've done Wonder Girl in 2 different variants before, and on one of my friend's photos where he posted the photo, somebody was like, oh my god, that Wonder Girl is the ugliest Wonder Girl ever, and she should just go kill herself. And that's exactly what the comment said. And so my friend blocked that person, deleted the photo, and contacted me immediately. Was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, for every picture you see out there, everybody's gonna. I mean, social media is immediate, so there had already been several people who had already saw it, but that's probably the worst. Is somebody telling me to go kill myself because I didn't do the character right. So unfortunately, you do get that.
I'm really sorry you actually had to go through that. That's really mean. I mean, I think the worst thing I've ever, and I've had people, I had somebody call me a hoe. Well, I'm sorry, the slang version of thought, P-H-O-T. I actually had to look that up because I'm not familiar with the slang.
Wait, you're not British? It's not a British word?
I don't know, but it's on Urban Dictionary, so I'm assuming it's a ghetto word.
Yeah.
But I had somebody call me that because I took a selfie of my outfit and I had an inch of my stomach showing. Do you realize that is the most stomach you can see in any of my pictures, is that 1 inch of my stomach? That it bothered somebody so much that they wanted to call me a hoe and tell me that if that's what I want to do with my life, then it's, go ahead. But I usually get that, or I get the random hateful comments here and there. But I think the worst thing I ever got was somebody sent me a direct message. I can't remember because I deleted it. It was actually right when I first started cosplaying, so I actually really didn't have many fans, or I didn't even actually have any cosplaying friends. Like, I was still pretty new to this, and they told me I was ugly and fat, and I remember, which is funny, because they told me to cut my boobs and die. That was, I don't know what that, I actually didn't get upset about that because I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
But they just basically told me that I was disgusting, that nobody will ever like my pictures, that I make cosplaying look horrible, that I'm the one that's going to be on the meme of what not to wear. I mean, I can't remember everything that they said, but I just remember looking at it, and I did cry, like, at first. I was like, why would somebody go out of the way to want to hurt me?
Yeah.
You don't like it, avoid it. If you don't like it, unlike it. But they purposely wanted to take their time to attack me, and I was actually upset about it at first, and then I was like, you know what, fuck you. I'm actually going to prove that I can make something of myself in this, that I can make amazing cosplays, that I can look amazing while doing it, no matter my size. Because even if I was to lose weight, I would probably never be tiny. It doesn't matter. My bone structure wouldn't allow me to be super tiny.
Yeah,
so I'm never going to be a size that some people think I should be, and I'm never going to be a size that others think I shouldn't be. So, but it's really hard to deal with people like that. I mean, it's really hard to have to listen to the negative comments, but like you said, the positive outweighs the negative.
definitely.
I mean, I get a lot of positive comments, and my fans are usually really amazing. I very rarely do I get a negative comment. Most of them are very respectful. I've actually stopped getting derogative comments. Occasionally I get some of them, but I actually stopped getting dick pics recently, so that's really nice.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
Yes,
Yeah, I mean,
I've gotten on Snapchat. That was the best, and my husband thought it was hilarious and told me that's what I get for giving people my Snapchat.
Yeah, I mean, that comment that I received where I should just go kill myself was, I received that 2.5 years ago, so the community has definitely changed. Because I think that people are more aware of cyberbullying, and I should mention for anybody that's listening that is wanting to get into cosplay and are listening to, have us answer some questions and things, understand that no matter what hobby in the world you go into, you're going to see this. If you're an artist and you're posting your stuff on something, there's going to be negative comments, but there's also going to be positive ones. If you're freaking crocheting and you're posting your pictures online for people to follow, hell, there's people who do their nails now and post their nail designs online that they'll have like tens of thousands of awesome comments, and then there's like 5 negative. You know what I mean? There's going to be those people who have to hide behind the keyboard because they don't like themselves. Remember that. They don't like themselves. That guy told me to go kill myself. He did not like himself.
Yep. I always feel like that. If somebody's really wanting to put that much hate out there, that they think lowly of themselves. I always think of it as like high school. Usually the bullies are people who have issues with themselves. I don't mind constructive criticism. I don't mind somebody coming to me and telling me, I really liked your costume, but I feel like, it looked kind of half-assed. It looked like you didn't really try very hard on it. but it was still overall good. You know, something like that. Like if you personally attack my costume, you know, that's what I'm showing you. You know, but and I had somebody tell me that you put yourself online, you have to take it. I shouldn't have to take it. People shouldn't be assholes. I shouldn't have to, because I'm online, have to just accept the fact that somebody's going to be rude to me.
Yeah, but, that person didn't know anything about it.
I like constructive criticism. Like, I mean, like with me and you, like I come to you and I'm like, what do you think about this?
Yeah.
You know? And you give me your opinions and ideas, and I don't mind you telling me that you think something sucks of mine. But, I mean, it's different than you tell me, wow, you're fat. You probably shouldn't wear that costume.
Yeah, like when you showed me your makeup, I could have been like, oh my god, your nose looks giant. Fix that nose. Like, oh, no,
you made your eyebrows look weird.
Girl, don't tweeze your eyebrows.
Hey, I didn't actually tweeze them either that day. I was like, I tried to glue them down, and it was horrible. They would not glue. I was like, how do people do this? I need to speak to a drag queen. I need to know how to get in there.
All right, we'll have to go down to Talbot Street then.
Do what?
We'll have to go down to Talbot Street for the drag show.
Oh, I actually went there. I've actually been there 3 times. I love it.
It's awesome.
Oh, yes.
All right, do you have any other questions as we're coming up on 5:30?
Let's see. I have like a couple more, but let me kind of scroll through and see like some of the non-vague ones. Because some of them are kind of seem like they're more reoccurring, like kind of very similar to another question they may have missed.
Yeah.
This one's a really easy question. Do you wear costumes only once or many times?
Wait, what was the question?
Do you wear your costumes only once or many times?
Who the hell wears a costume once?
I have. I've wore a costume like one time for a photo shoot and have never wore it since.
No. Oh, well, I mean, like, if you put that much money into your costume and all that time into it, why would you wear it once? I mean...
My Taskmaster I've only wore once, but I lost pieces to it. Pieces to it, and I'm like, I don't have time to remake that. I gotta go find the fabric and match it. So, but I really want to redo that. But the makeup also takes a very long time.
I think like once you get a costume the way you want, let's clarify. Once you get the costume the way you want it, you never wear it once. I don't think so. Like
I wore my Slick Cooper multiple times because it's very comfortable. But I still had to fix it. My Dr. Doom I've wore multiple times. I had to fix that one too because the very first time it was very uncomfortable wearing it for 8 hours.
Your animals are fighting in the background.
Which answers this question: is it uncomfortable to wear your cosplay at a convention? Yes, it is. I actually think even my costume is slightly uncomfortable, but is the most comfortable one I own.
I think it can be. I think that wearing anything for too long is uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like, but I think there's costumes that are comfortable.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, your animals are so cute. Look at them back there.
Do what?
Look at your animals. Your dog and your cat.
My cat and my dog are playing. You like all the toys that are just thrown right there too?
Yeah, see, we can't give Rupert toys.
My cat's such a mean ass, like watching.
Yeah, your cat's, oh my god, your cat's,
taking on the dog. He's just like, F you, bitch, got you.
No, I agree. I think
I was like, what are you looking at?
Uncomfortable costumes that you can only wear, you know, when you've got your heart and soul into it. And then I think there's also comfortable costumes that, like, when you wake up in the morning of a show and you're like, oh crap, I'm too lazy to do anything, you throw something up, you know, you throw that costume on. Like, Robin is my most comfortable costume. So when I have a bad day or have something where I just need to have a costume on fast, I just throw that costume on. But Mega Man takes me, like, I have to be prepared to wear Mega Man because it's really hard to walk in. And I also have to adjust a lot during the day because I only have one arm because the other arm's in the cannon. So, with Dr. Doom, too. I mean, like, with your Dr. Doom, I know that's uncomfortable on your face. So you have to be able to stop and take your face out of it.
I can't even drink with it, like.
Yeah.
It's really uncomfortable. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to.
I got one.
Oh, you got one? Go ahead. I'm looking.
Do you cosplay by yourself or with others?
Both. I'm actually getting more into some group cosplays this year, but if that's what they're meaning, I don't know if they meant do we go to conventions together, but we're cosplaying as groups. I think I have like 3 or 4 groups this year, and then the rest are on my own.
Yeah, I mean, I cosplay with others more often than I do myself because I started kind of by myself, and then I got my friends into it, like actual local high school friends into it. And so now that when I go to a show, like we kind of all talk about what we're going to do months in advance so that we can kind of plan out. But I've also really, really enjoyed getting to know people in the Indianapolis area because that helps me have more friends here and not go to shows and be awkward if I go by myself.
I actually went to, I think, a couple of conventions when I first started by myself, and somebody said they couldn't understand how I did that, and I was like, if I was by myself and not in costume, I think that I would have been, like, awkward and be like, I don't know anyone. But with my cosplay, so many people come up to you that it's like, I'm like, be my friend. Like, you like my costume? I like your costume. Let's be friends. But that page, actually, the Indiana Cosplayers page, is actually how I met a lot of you guys.
Yeah.
Through there. And now it's like I have not met a single cosplayer on that page that I don't really like. I mean, I feel like I just... Oh, will you stop squeaking the damn toy?
I like it because, like, I feel like I now have friends. Like, I know that's weird to say. I have so many cosplay friends. But because I've gone out of state to go do things, like, I have so many friends out of state. And now I have friends, like, here, local, with me. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's fun to cosplay with somebody. Like, if you're going to do a Sonic the Hedgehog cosplay, might as well ask somebody to do Kayce. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's fun.
Like, I was going to do Inuyasha anyways one day, doing Inuyasha by myself, and now I get to do it with a group of people.
Yeah, see, I think that's fun.
So it is. I think I'm trying to like skip through because I know it's 5:26, and I know you're kind of got things.
No, I just wanted to make sure we didn't make it too long or anything. So I don't know if we still
We
have people
actually technically could do this for 8 hours. That is like the limit.
Okay, everybody, if you're still listening, we're gonna go for 8 hours. So
8
grab
hours.
the popcorn.
Oh my god! No, seriously, one day we should do that. We should get a group of us, like a lot of us, and just do like a marathon. We should do like a charity thing. Like a hangout-a-thon, and we should people who ask questions, we like donate money, or we donate like something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Hey, I'm raising money for spinal bifida, so maybe we could do something to raise money for spinal bifida.
Yes, I mean I love doing that. I did a lot of stuff for let's see, it was prosthetic eyes, and then I did for Down syndrome. I did some stuff for that. I'm trying to think. There was another. Oh, lung cancer. That was another thing. So those were like some active things that I'm really. And anything with animals. I love animals. So I will donate all my money to furry babies.
All the money. Yeah, I have raised money for children breeding, and I have raised money for cancer, and I've raised money specifically for pancreatic cancer because that's what my dad passed. So that's something very close to my heart that I've raised money for. But
that's cancer with my grandma.
That's what John's mom passed. So, but I'm currently raising money for spinal bifida. So if we did something like this, where this would be kind of cool.
Yeah, we have to do 8 hours, and then we have to re-record, so we do it for like a 24-hour thing.
Oh my god, what if we have to make a costume in that time?
Oh my goodness, you have 24 hours to make a costume?
Yes.
Actually, that's possible. Remember my steampunk
people can donate to it. People can donate, like, not to your costume, but to sponsor you, and then your money goes to whatever charity you want to give it to.
There you go. I like that idea.
Love it. We're done. Yeah. Bye. No, just kidding.
No, but I mean, my Black Cat's costume, remember, I made that in one day because remember my grandma passed right before any Toy and Comic Expo.
Yeah.
And remember, I had the funeral right before the convention, and I made that stay up all night and made that sucker.
I'm going to start thinking about what costume I could make in 24 hours.
Yeah. Obviously, it couldn't be nothing like Dr. Doom in 24 hours.
What if people had to give us their money for the costume that we have to make in 24 hours.
Yeah. So what if we had people? What if we gave people like 5 options and they had to vote which costume they had to make for that?
And then
then we got more people involved.
Yeah, and then when they vote, they have to donate.
This guy has Wendy's that just came through my apartment complex, and I want Wendy's.
No, girl, you have Olive Garden.
I know. I'm a spoiled brat for my birthday. Are you still making me brownies next week?
I'm making you brownies next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, yeah, because I was confused on my Wednesdays. My Wednesdays? My Wednesdays.
You want Wednesdays for Wednesday?
Woohoo! That's how we go. That's how we party all night long.
Yep. So.
I have a triangle.
No. Did you just do all of that right now? Is that what you've been working on the whole time?
Yeah, I have a mess.
Oh, okay.
That's what I've been doing.
It's okay. I'm just watching Naruto on my other screen.
Ugh. Oh my goodness. Okay, I don't seem to be getting any more questions in right now. And it's 5:30. I don't know. I had it scheduled to 6, but I don't know if you want to keep going for another 30 minutes or you just want to be like, y'all are taking forever. You're not asking questions now.
I mean, honestly, if the people are still on and listening, then they're in for the long haul.
It's actually 4 viewers right now. But they're viewing it a little bit behind than us. Now we went down to 3. They must probably just heard that we're getting...
They're like, we're done.
Now we're at 4. Now we're at 4. I think it's just for watching it from here. I don't think it counts from YouTube.
Yeah, and I think people can listen to it too, right?
Yeah, because I'm looking at YouTube. It's alright, we can share it, and it's so funny because when people watch this, we're talking about it like it's here now, and they're gonna be watching it and be like, "What?" No, but I'm.
Wait, did you see any questions on YouTube? I have a friend.
There was one, but I think that person came onto Google Plus because it says, "What was your first cosplay and why?" And we already answered that one.
Hold on, I'll just ask him I'll ask him what his question is.
Ooh. I have this one, which you can answer while you're doing that. What do you want to accomplish by cosplaying? Do you hope to make a living, or is this and have this become a profession? I mean, hell, if it could become a profession, then awesome. But it's a hobby. I think the one thing I want to accomplish from cosplaying is become better at cosplay. Oh, I just had a hiccup.
I thought you threw up a little bit in your mouth.
What?
What?
Did you say I threw up in my mouth?
Just a little.
I
frozen. We're frozen.
Probably did. No, but I mean if.
Okay, hold on. I got a question.
Oh God.
I got like a whole. So this is what my friend posted on YouTube that I guess didn't come across. She said, "Howdy there to you both. Looking forward to crossing paths again later this season. I'll toss out a few questions. In your time of doing cosplay, have you ever been interested in a cosplay or in a costume / character you've seen first and then become a fan because you were researching it? So have you ever done anything where you cosplayed or you wanted to cosplay the character and then you researched it and then it turned out to be where you really liked the character?
I haven't actually cosplayed as the character yet, but that's actually how I've come across it. I would look up specific things for a different costume and then come across this character, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I want to do it. I've had somebody even ask me before, would I consider ever cosplaying a character I know nothing about? And I said yes. And that is because sometimes the physical overall look and design of a character appeals to me as an artist. And
yeah.
I would, but I would still do research on the character before I just did it.
Yeah,
I may not know them, and I may not be 100% fan of them, but I would still research it and do it.
Yeah, I think, I mean, I'm getting ready to do, well, like, Inuyasha. We're getting ready to do our Inuyasha group, which is an anime, and I had not seen that previously. And so you guys, they asked me to come on as Kagome, and then I started watching the show to
There you
kind of
go.
know what I was doing. And so now I really love the show, and I'm actively watching it. And so I think that's a good example of what
There
Bill was
you go.
talking about.
Yeah.
The second question he had for us was, in case of Warbler, have you ever had any issues with it within the costume? Or I'm not good at like just reading it right off. So
That's all right.
let me read it for a second.
All right.
Um, So, have you had any issues with Warbler getting soft in hot, like a hot environment, or how does it hold up in like a hot environment? So, like Dragon Con, for those who don't know about Dragon Con, is typically about 90 degrees out, and we're standing on blacktop
Damn.
taking
Wow.
pictures. And so, have you had any experience with that, Ashley, where your Warbler doesn't hold up due to heat?
Let's see. I wore. Oh, I'm trying to think. My mask, my black cat mask, I wore that in the heat. I wore it in the middle of the summer night. I feel like it has to have a direct heat. Like I have to heat my heat gun to 400 degrees
Yeah,
to
that's a
to get it to go. So I feel like it would have to be really, really hot. Like think about our oven. Like
yeah.
if you stick it in the oven, it has to get really, really hot. And
I
I feel
agree.
like that. I feel like maybe if you left it in the car for a long period of time, it might kind of loosen it, maybe slightly deform something, but I don't think it would make it as soft as what it would be when it needs to mold. Um,
Agreed.
but I feel like that you wouldn't have too much, especially if you think about gesso and then paint and all that shapes around it. And it's actually very hard with my heat gun to reheat that with all that stuff on there and then readjust something.
Yeah, and I think that most people need to know that Warbler is like a thermoplastic. Oh my gosh, your cat is so cute. Um, Warbler is a thermoplastic, so it has to be heated to a certain temperature to do anything. It's not like craft foam. I've seen people who have made armor out of craft foam, and then by the end of the day, it's falling apart.
Yeah.
Which is not like that. So Warbler is like a plastic. It's a plastic sheet that you are able to use. And then he had one last question, so that we can get this one in. He said, lastly, do you have any pet peeves about photographers or photo shoots at cons?
Um, I haven't had any issues really with photographers. Usually if you're a professional photographer and you take my picture, I appreciate you to have a business card or something. Usually if you're a person who is just a fellow cosplayer or just an attendee, usually I give you my business card, but usually I feel like if you're a professional and you're snapping pictures or you want to do a photo shoot, if you come up to a cosplayer, I don't think you can charge them. I've had one guy who asked me to take pictures for him, but then wanted me to pay him for them, and I thought that was weird that you're asking me for that. So, but I also feel like that if it's something if it's a shoot, you should definitely set it up ahead of time. That way, any legal issues regarding prints, rights, or anything like that can get situated ahead of time. Because if you just do a shoot there and then later on you want the prints and then he's like, no, you can't have those, I feel like it could become an issue. But other than that, I really haven't had any issues with photographers at the convention. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think that honestly, and let's give a little bit of background. So it actually has actually been burned by a photographer.
Yes.
So, and I mean,
If you're watching this, sorry, I didn't
so
see
I
that.
think that when she says that, when she has a good reason for wanting to prep ahead for, shoot and things like that. Now my friend Bill, who's actually asking this, he's an amazing photographer. And I've actually done several shoots with him. He sets up like the studio at shows, where you can walk
Oh,
in front of
yeah.
the backdrop and stuff, and so he's awesome. I do think that I think that we're getting to the era of cosplay where photographers want their rights and they want the credit on your picture, but the cosplayer also wants the picture as well. So I think that right now we're getting to that point where we all need to kind of share the photos and be very courteous to each other and giving credit to each other and, you know, things like that. I have not had any issues with photographers. I kind of shoot with the same photographers over and over again, actually. The only issue that I've ever had is that I have dealt with one photographer in particular that likes a certain size of models, and I've shot with him once, and I will never shoot with him again because I'm not that size model. But yeah, that's
you know, I actually think regarding especially print wise, because I know that's an issue. I always credit my photographer online, whether they have a logo on the image, which I try to do that. I try to always share socially. They always have a logo on the image. Print-wise, they don't, because I feel like why would you spend $10 on a print for the logo?
Also, let me mention right here, because I feel like a lot of photographers have issues with that, and I feel like a lot of people who buy prints don't know. Shows will not let you sell prints if they have the photographer's logo on them, if you don't have a printing permission. So it's easier for your photographers just to give you something with watermarks and without, because shows...
Yes, I always ask for both.
Yeah.
Like working with Michael. Michael knows that I do both. He always knows that he gives me two separate ones because he knows online I will always post the ones with his logos. That way if it gets shared, people and just say for instance I post it and I tag him in it. If somebody else starts sharing it and sharing it and sharing it and sharing it, that his name might disappear. But his name will always be on that image so people could always find him. I've even thought of putting my name on pictures so that way people know who I am. Because I have
something that a friend of mine has recommended is doing like a little logo for yourself so people can't steal your pictures.
Like I thought about doing that, but that's something you'd have to work out with your photographer as well because if they might not want your image on that because that represents their work. And I feel like it's really touchy situation because as a cosplayer, your costume is your art. As a photographer, your photography is your art, and so you're trying to combine it together, and I feel like that you just need to meet with somebody who understands that. And I feel like that because like Michael understands that. Michael has always been supportive of that, and I even have a girl who's never shot cosplay besides me that I work with, and she's amazing. I mean, she don't even do this professionally. She just does it for me as a friend, and she understands what it is, and she don't even care about the logo, but I always still credit her.
I think something people have to realize, photographers and cosplayers, is that you're not hiring the photographer to come into your wedding. You know, you are not the client. You're more of a model. So it's different from wedding photography and things like that because it is two talented people, two artists coming together to create one product. It is not paying one person to create the product. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I always feel like if you pay your photographer, I can understand you. If you request the photographer, I feel like you should pay them slightly for your time unless they don't want to.
A session fee should definitely be given.
If you want to sell images, always pay the photographer. Whether it's paying for the rights, whether it's paying for images, whatever it is, I feel like if you pay them, I'd always have a contract with it. That way, if my issue, like later on, like I had before, it comes back and they're like, oh, I don't want you selling these. You legally have a way to say you sign this. But, I mean, I've paid Michael for pictures, but I paid him for his time with that because I requested him, and then I paid him for those images. So I feel like as long as you pay them, you're technically paying them for that service that they did for you. But a lot of times I've worked with photographers, and I haven't paid them, but I would never sell their images.
Yeah, and I think that there is...
Like that's kind of like stealing almost because I didn't... Unless they offer you a free shoot. Like Michael, if I got so many people with him, if I have more cosplayers going his way, he would give me a free shoot in response.
Yeah. And I think that it's different when you have something worked out with somebody. Like my friend Mark, who does basically all my shoots. I mean, he does shoots at every show that I'm with him. He's pretty much like, take it, Kayce, I love you, and here, this is both of our products. Now, when you work somebody who's like kind of in the industry and who's looking to make a little bit of money off of it, then I think there is definitely a session fee, and there's definitely things like that to consider. And cosplayers who also charge their photographer, to me, is extremely weird because I mean, I don't know. I think that it's all kind of a new era. I feel like it's a new era, and this kind of stuff didn't used to be talked about as much. Does that make sense? I think that this is a new topic.
I think it's just because there is issues. Like, I mean, like my very first photographer I had an issue with. And I feel like it just depends on, I mean, whether they're your friend or not, I feel like you should still have a contract. You should still have some type of legal agreement if money is going to be exchanged or if it's being used for the purpose of obtaining money. So whether you're paying them or whether you're, because even if you don't pay them and you're using these images to shoot, you know, legally they are their images no matter what. They click the camera, it's theirs. But just because they say you can do it, it's better to always legally have it, because if things happen and it turns around, they decide to change their rules, you know, anything like that, always, I feel like it's just always to be on the safe side. I actually spoke with Ivy June Kitty regarding stuff like that. I've even talked to her about conventions, especially conventions that aren't local. If you're a guest at, to get a contract, so you know that they are paying for your booth, they are paying for your hotel. And she always told me, in this industry, she says people are so nice and they will offer you things. She said, but if you want it to be legit, always get a contract for it. And I think friend or not friend, if it's coming to exchange of money or some type of money lost, get a contract.
You have to protect yourself, you know, it comes down to that. So I think it would be interesting, and I actually, Bill was just commenting on this, that's the photographer friend that I keep mentioning, guys. I think that it would be interesting one time when we do a hangout to possibly have a photographer join us and kind of talk about these things. I think this would be a good topic to have for people. To kind of, I mean, as a first-time cosplayer, how do you know who to approach? How do you know how to approach them? How do you know what is the fair market value? You know, what do you need to receive in return? Things like that. If you're trying to start your own fan page, or like Ashley and I keep our fan pages going, those are things that you have to know.
Yep. I mean, you really do. It gets scary, I feel like, sometimes, because when you are new to this, you don't know where to go, who to trust on this. And I actually, at Indiana Comic Con with the panel with Aaron or whatever, I'm actually putting in the PowerPoint about photography, because I have had good and I have had bad, and I feel like I can I'm still new enough to kind of guide people, but I have enough experience enough to still guide them in that way.
Well, the nice thing is that you're still kind of going along it as well. So you're experiencing these things, you know, right on, when, you know what I mean? Like, you're having people walk through this with you almost. Like, when you experience a bad photo shoot, you're able to say, hey, for the first time, I just received a bad photo shoot. This is what I do. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's some benefit to being a newer cosplayer. I'm not going to say newbie, but a newer cosplayer, because I think that people can take that experience. And then when you don't know, somebody, you know, who has a little, you know, who has handled maybe a few more issues, those, you know, that person can step in. So I think I never discredit being a new cosplayer for you, because I think that is helpful.
Yeah. I mean, why do you think I come to you and Michelle? I mean, you two, I think, are two. Well, you guys have been doing this a lot longer than I have.
Well, Michelle's been doing it like me and you.
I know.
So, like, that's nuts.
I know. I love her to death.
I call her mom because
she was joking around about she's close to my mom's age too, just like between me and mom's age. No, but I mean, there's just so much to learn, and I feel like that I think we should do something like that, where we're just kind of guiding newer cosplayers or people who are even a year or two old that still, because I have a lot of people come to me about, why I want to sell prints, what do I do? You know, I want to get into photo shoots, or I want to judge a costume contest, or I think we even got a question before, me and you were in a group message before about AwesomeCon. Somebody was asking how we got to get a booth, or how we were guest judges, and I feel like that's something a lot of people don't know what to do for that, because there's no handbook, there's no tutorial out there that is written in a PDF form that explains how to do this. Sorry, I'm hot gluing at the same time.
One thing I just got a couple messages actually, so I do think that we should plan something to get a photographer with us. I just got a question, how do you price out your shoots? Like, so that's something right there that a photographer could answer. The second question I got is, how do you start cosplay photography when you're not in the photography business? So I think that would be another great question. So if you're listening still right now and you guys are interested in stuff, please email Ashley and I, because we'll definitely keep these questions for a later date and do another hangout with a photographer.
Yeah, because we have Eddie, Michael, Gabe. I mean, you said Bill, your friend Bill. I mean, we have photographers that we both know, and I've worked with even some of them for small stuff, because when we were at Cost Awesome, I worked with a lot of them. Michael's the main one I work with besides Amber, which Amber isn't into, she doesn't really do cosplay photography. Like I said, she just does photography for fun.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we should totally get some people up there.
So we'll definitely do that. And then one time, because we're winding down, we're about 10 minutes away from ending, we'll talk about some stuff we're going to try to keep up together. So I know that Ashley and I are going to try to plan an Inuyasha shoot together, which we're going to try to do like a together print. We talked about that earlier, so that'll be really fun. She'll probably just be like punching me in the face maybe, I'm thinking, or I'll be like slobbering on her face.
Yes, that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to kung fu fighting.
Yes. So we're gonna have a print coming out together later this year. We'll do another Google Hangout with a bunch of cosplayers and try to make it like a long thing, which will be really fun.
8 hours.
Like 8 hours. That'll be really fun, and we'll definitely try to get a photographer on. I think that would be really. That's a thought that I never had, actually. That would be really fun.
You guys have been amazing. I appreciate all the questions. I mean, there's been some good questions out there. Yeah, I mean, totally shoot us these questions again, and we'll save them for another time to answer. I don't have time myself to record a YouTube video every time I get questions. And plus, my memory on my computer, with it being a work computer too, does not have very good memory, so
put it on your phone.
I don't have time to edit like that, you know? Yeah. So I think doing something live like this is just a lot easier, and you get more opinions, because there's a lot of stuff I know about that, and there's stuff that I don't know about, you know? And it's nice to have other people that can help answer questions.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty awesome, actually. I've had a lot of fun. I hope everybody else has had fun, and
yes, and we will share this on our page.
Go like our pages if you haven't liked them, or feel free to share this as well. This is pretty good for newbie cosplayer. So mine is under Super Kayce Cosplay, and Ashlyn's is Ashlynn Marie Cosplay.
Yeah, it's just Ashlynn Marie, but if you type in cosplay, I think you can find it better online. My back's hurting. I feel old.
Yeah.
I feel old today. I just turned 24.
No. I turned 25 in May, so.
What are you talking about, babe? I'm not that younger. It's I actually found out a lot of these cosplayers are older than me, and I said, wow, I thought they were young.
Dude, I was sitting with Michelle in a panel when she told me how old she was. In a panel. And I was like, oh, God, you're old. And I was like, oh, God, go stop that.
You're like, sorry, I don't mean to offend you. But you're not too old to cosplay.
No, she's not. She's gorgeous. Look at her. She's out there and about. I mean,
Roxa. I remember when she introduced me to her kid, and I was like, you're a mom? You look hot.
Yeah, that's good. Oh my God, before we end, Bill, my photographer friend, Ashley, you're going to fangirl about this because I'm totally fangirling. He told Ivy that we were talking about her, and she sends us her best, and that she thinks we're awesome.
I can't wait to see her at C2E2. I've been messaging her, and she probably thinks I'm a creeper. But
you are a creeper.
I actually am. It's okay. I love her to death. I worship the ground she walks on. So I love when she mentions or even like replies to comments on Twitter. She's just awesome. She's seriously like such a sweetheart.
Yeah, I'm pretty fangirling right Yeah, I'm a fangirl, so.
Ugh.
Well, I think that's all the time we have, guys. So
Yep.
thank you
Say
so much
bye.
for listening.
Say bye. Bye.
And we'll post the video, and you know.
Oh, the dog wants to say bye.
Oh,
Everybody wants to say bye. All right. So yes, we will do this again, and I will message you on Facebook, Kayce.
all right. Bye.
All right. Well, everybody have a good night. Bye.
Bye.